Don't really need our journal, but we are going to work with peppermint or rosemary, cedarwood or lavender, sandalwood or lavender, and then everything you need to be comfortable for yoga nidra. Um, Rosario, you are a yoga nidra pro, so I know you got all the goodies for it. So yeah, eye pillow, blanket, anything that you like for comfort in that. And I would like to start us off with some breathing. So, are you ready for some good, powerful breathing? We are going to do something called optimistic mindset breath. And it's to shift our mindset. I need it uh, for sure to shift from focusing on what's broken or wrong to what's going well. And we're going to use two different breathing techniques in this. We're going to do breath of fire. Breath of fire is a forceful exhale. So you force the sorry, I just found melted chocolate on my leg. That's what I get for eating chocolate when it's 90 degrees. We're going to start with breath of fire. Breath of fire is no effort on the inhale. All the focus and force is on the exhale. And on the exhale, it's through the nose and you're forcing the navel back towards the spine. So it looks kind of like this. You might snot from your nose. It's so powerful. Like it's just everything is focused on that forceful exhale, and the inhale just happens all on its own automatically. We're going to do breath of fire like that for 40 seconds, and then we're going to shift to a 3-part breath. So the 3-part breath is going to be breathing into the belly first, then the ribs, then the chest, and then we are going to through the mouth. So let's go ahead and get started. 3 rounds. First round, 40 seconds breath of fire, 40 seconds belly, ribs, chest breath. And then we're going to shift into some breath holds. The first round, we'll try to hold the breath out, lungs empty for 40 seconds. The second round, we're going to kick it up to 50 seconds. No, second round, we're going to kick it up to 60 seconds if you're able. And then on the third round, we're going to go for the gold with 75 seconds. You do not have to hold your breath that long. But I will say, after all the intense breathing, it actually makes it easier to hold your breath than you might think. Listen to your body. If your body says, no, not today, just listen to your body. Breathe when you need to breathe. Don't do the breath of fire if that doesn't feel good. Breath of fire is contraindicated during pregnancy. I don't think any of us are pregnant right now, so we're probably good there. And my understanding is that there are certain times during the moon cycle that you don't want to do breath of fire. So listen to your body. I don't have a moon cycle, so I can't tell you exactly when that is in there, but somewhere in there, you don't want to do breath of fire. Or after you just ate really spicy food, you might not want to do breath of fire. But with that being said, let's get comfortable. And for this one, just whatever works for your feet and legs. If feet flat on the floor feels good, great. If not, cross legs, hands, palms down on the knees. And let me get my timer going. And here we go. Empty all the air from your lungs, and we'll start with breath of fire. And let's begin. Oh, wait, through the nose. Exhale, 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 exhale. Halfway there. Exhale, 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 exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3-part breath. Belly through the nose, ribs, chest, and then out the mouth. Belly, ribs, chest. Belly, ribs, chest. Belly, ribs, chest. Belly, ribs, chest. Continue doing that. We just have less than 15 seconds. At your own pace, belly, ribs, chest breath. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe all the way into the top. Hold the breath at the very top. We're not going to hold it very long, just like 10 more seconds. Feel the energy and pull the energy up to the crown of your head as we hold the breath in. And then exhale, sigh it all the way out to the bottom and leave the lungs empty. So don't breathe in. And I want you to get comfortable and close your eyes. I want you to imagine that you are somewhere very peaceful. For me, I am sitting in a hammock, actually laying in a hammock, strung between two big, big trees, like up in the mountains somewhere. And there's a gentle breeze that is rocking the hammock back and forth from side to side. And it's so peaceful, so nice. And I can hear flowing water off in the distance. We just have 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and inhale all the way. Hold the breath at the top. See if you can sip a little bit more air in. Bring the breath all the way up to the collarbones. Pull the energy up to the crown of your head. We're just going to hold it just for 3 more seconds. 2, 1, and exhale. And just give yourself some normal breaths to reset. Hope that was okay for you. We're going to do same thing again, except on our breath hold out with the lungs empty. We're going to go for, what did I say, a minute, if you are able. Again, listen to your body. If your body says breathe, by all means, breathe. But see if you can go a little bit longer than last time. We're going to do 40 seconds of breath of fire, followed by 40 seconds of belly, ribs, chest. This time we're going to switch the belly, ribs, chest. So we're going to keep breathing in through the nose, but this time instead of breathing out the mouth, we're going to breathe out the nose. And the first time you might have had a little bit of jerkiness between belly, ribs, chest. This time see if you can make it really smooth and seamless. Belly, ribs, chest, nose, exhale. Belly, ribs, chest, nose, exhale. So a little more smooth and flowing. So go ahead and get comfortable. Change the cross of your legs if you need to. Empty all the air from your lungs. And let's begin with breath of fire, forceful exhale through the nose. Exhale, 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 exhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. Halfway there. Doing great. Just 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly, ribs, chest breath. Belly, ribs, chest, nose, exhale. 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 Just 10 more seconds. Belly, ribs, chest, nose, exhale. Belly, ribs, chest, nose, exhale. Go ahead and breathe all the way to the top. Sip in a little bit more air. Hold the breath at the top. Sip it in up to the collarbones. Pull your energy up to the crown of your head. And exhale all the way out. Hold the breath out at the bottom. Leave the lungs empty. And once again, go to that place that's so peaceful and comfortable to you. Or join me in the hammock, strung between the two massive evergreen trees up in the mountains. That cool, pleasant breeze and the sound of flowing water off in the distance. There's a beautiful bird nearby singing its sweet song. As the breeze rocks you in the hammock, you don't even have to rock yourself. The breeze does it for you. We're already at 40 seconds, continuing to be in this place of comfort, ease, and peace. We just have 10 more seconds to go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe all the way to the top. Hold the breath, sip in a little bit more air up to the collarbones if you are able. Pull your energy back up to the crown. Might feel a little tingling in the shoulders or the crown. And sigh it all the way out. And just a couple of reset breaths, normal breaths, as we prepare for our third and final round. Shifting the energy, shifting the mindset. On this final round, we will attempt 75 seconds. I think that's the longest I've been able to hold my breath out so far. And I can't do it every time I try it, but we'll see. Listen to your body by all means. When you're ready, empty all the air from your lungs, and let's begin our third and final round with breath of fire. Forceful exhale, pushing the navel towards spine, and begin. Exhale, 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 exhale. Halfway there. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe all the way into the top. Hold the breath, sip in a little bit more air if you are able. Pull the energy once again to your crown. Feel the sensation of being very full and taking up lots of energy space. And sigh it all the way out to the bottom. Leave the lungs empty at the bottom. Find what's comfortable for your body. Sometimes I find that if I lean back just slightly on these breath holds, it helps me. Listen to what your body is asking for. And again, go to your happy, peaceful place. Or join me once again in the big hammock up on the mountain between the two evergreen trees. It must be spruce trees. They smell so good. You can smell the scent of evergreen in the air. That gentle breeze, the birds singing to you. And off in the distance, something catches your eye and you see a doe and a baby deer run past. It's such a beautiful day, a beautiful place. You're almost at a minute. You just have 15 seconds left if you're still holding. How nice to be out in nature, nourished, nurtured by nature. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and breathe all the way to the top and hold the breath at the top. Sip in a little bit more air. Notice the sensations. And go ahead and exhale all the air out. All right. Ooh, well, I want to check in with you. How was that breathing exercise for you? Were you able to do it? Um, oh, got my screen messed up here. There we go. Were you able to hold your breath the whole time? I did not try. So, how does it feel? Were you able to feel some interesting sensations in the brain?
I felt really calm and relaxed. It was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold the last one. No.
That's okay. At least we tried. Beautiful
Loved it.
Rosario.
I loved it. Thank you, Toby. I
Yeah.
love the places we go and the images that come as we hold our breath, and it's more difficult on when we've exhaled out. The breath hold on the bottom is always more
Oh,
difficult.
yeah, a lot harder than holding on the up.
Mhm.
So on
I
the in.
agree
It gets
completely.
better with time, though, I feel, the more we practice it.
Well, I've also noticed if you do the more intense than what we did today, but more the Wim Hof breaths, like when you do those, they're really intense breaths, but they prepare you to hold the breath out at the bottom more
Yeah.
so than what we did today, even.
Yeah,
So
because then the body's already oxygenated.
yeah, yeah.
Holding it in.
And
Yay.
he brought me to Lake Tahoe. You're talking about all the trees and evergreen and all that. I was like,
How
I've never
did you
went
know where I was talking about, David?
to I wanna go back. I've
I've
been
never
there a couple.
been actually to Lake Tahoe, so
Oh, you've never been?
no,
Oh,
or Yosemite. I've never been to either one.
oh, man.
Oh, we need
Yeah.
to change that.
I know, I know, I know. Well, let's see here. I want to just go ahead and dive into what we're going to be doing today. So, this whole month, our theme has been making some more magic in our lives. And I mean, I've been honest, this has been a tough year for me and for so many people. I mean, like Rosario, I was with you at the beginning of the year and I'd like pulled cards and they were all these like good cards. And I don't think they were wrong, but my God, it's been a tough year. Like, it's been tough. Yet, in the midst of toughness, a lot of magic can happen for sure. And so, I do want to share, I think in my mind, I wanted the magic to be one thing, and the universe has been handing me magic in other areas. And I'm just remembering tonight that it's important to acknowledge the magic we have, to acknowledge and be grateful for where it is happening. And the best way to be in that magic mindset is gratitude. Um, and I just want to share something just happened before I got on this call that very much relates to this. But I've been wanting magic to occur in my work and my business, and it has not been happening. And that's been super frustrating. Yet, so much magic has been occurring within my family that is unexpected. And it's been so, so, so beautiful, especially this month. This month has just been like thing after thing after thing unfolding in my family that's been really beautiful. Um, to make a long story short, a couple of weeks ago, if you were on the call last week, I might have shared about my aunt and uncle's 60th anniversary and my aunt, like, just super depressed and getting to speak powerful truth into her life and hopefully give her some spark of life back because she needed it. She had lost her joy, lost her hope. She was just sad and really, I wouldn't say suicidal, but lost her will to live is what she looked like. And I mean, I just felt like fire flowing through me as I was speaking to her. And it was very, very intense, but powerful. Well, last weekend, I have a cousin who married a woman from Australia. And I guess for a while they lived in Australia and now they live in Texas and they're about to move back to Australia. And it's with a part of the family that we don't talk too much. So my dad, very long story, I'll boil it down. My dad had two brothers and a sister. One of his brothers died. The sister um, got estranged from my dad and his two brothers because when my grandparents were getting older, my aunt, their sister, moved in next door to my grandparents to take care of them. And my dad and my uncles saw what they were doing is trying to get grandpa to write them checks and give them money. Like, they kept calling them moochers. That was the term they'd use, was moochers. And, you know, And there might have been some of that going on. Maybe they were like, "Oh, grandpa's old. He doesn't know. Grandpa, sign this check." Like, I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's what my dad and his brothers thought. So there's this big rift in the family. None of them talk to us. We don't talk to them. It was ugly. My uncle tried to get them kicked out of the will. It was just a lot of ugliness. So my cousin Timothy is my age, and I haven't spoken to him since like grandpa died in 2006, probably. So his wife, Australian wife, reached out to me on Facebook this weekend, and I'd never spoken to her. And she was like, I just feel like we just need to have some family healing. And your Aunt Brenda, which is her mother in law, she's lost her mind and she's in the nursing home and she doesn't recognize anyone and she's dying, but she won't just die. And we think there's something like she's holding on to, something unresolved, but her mind is gone, so we can't talk to her. And she was like, maybe it's just healing this rift between the two parts of the family. So I got this message and I had to sit on it for a couple of days because I haven't spoken to these people in so long. And Timothy and his sister Tanya, they have another sister, Tamara, who I'm close with, and they don't speak to her. They kind of like pushed her out from their family, but I speak to her. I'm close to her. So we got on this call just a little bit ago, and I said, why don't we call? Let's get on a call. Trying to have text messages about all this deep family stuff, and we haven't spoken in decades is not good. Let's get on a call. So we got on a call a little bit ago. It was really powerful. And they were like, maybe our mom won't die because she's hanging on because something's unresolved with the two sides of the family. And I very nicely suggested, or maybe it's because she would love for you and your sister Tamara to all have a close relationship. And they seem kind of open to that. And I don't know what's going to happen with them and Tamara, but it was this unexpected healing that someone up there is orchestrating, I guess, is what I would say. And there's a lot of magic with it and a lot of beauty with it. And there are certain things, like if we try to force them to happen, they won't. But if we get in the flow of them happening, it's not because we did it. We just got in the flow and allowed it. So I don't know. I know Tamara has told me before, they'll text me, but they won't talk to me on the phone. And I just suggested to them, why don't you give Tamara a call? Pick up the phone and call her. So who knows what's going to happen there? There's so much hurt. You know how family is. Like, no one can hurt you more than family at all. No one can push your buttons like family. No one can make you angrier than family. But to have a healing occur within the family is so profound. So there's still more healing happening, and I'm very grateful for that. I want to check in with you, though, and see. I know this has been a rough, intense year for many of us, but are there areas of your life where there's some magic happening? And are you comfortable sharing and talking about that magic and just acknowledging it, voicing it, discussing it? I think it kind of helps to shift the mindset from all the, pardon my language, but the shit show of other areas of life, and helps us to be more in the flow of the magic that wants to happen. So would anyone like to share about some of the magic that has been happening in your life recently? And I can't see everyone on the screen the way I've got it set up, so just unmute yourself and share if you want to. Now, I know this group is not shy. There we go. There we go.
All right. Oh, Rosario, go.
Thank you. Well, I was looking for for where the magic is right now, and I think it's like really with friends. Like, I don't know, like there's been I think there's really magic going on, because I have always had a hard time really connecting in a more intimate level, like like really soul to soul level, and because I'm very guarded, it doesn't show. Like I seem very friendly and everything, but I just always put a stop for people. Like I always am like I can handle everything by myself, and I don't let I let them in, but not so in. And I think the magic has been happening that I'm letting people in like crazy, and sometimes it hurts, but now it's like wow, I see it very differently. And that's the magic. Like, wow, even the hurtful parts are amazing if you really truly let them in, because you discover all the areas and where you are still hurt and that you were not looking at. And I don't know. It's not about toxic people, because they are not. It's just like just in the interactions, because we all have wounds still, and that's, I think that's another thing that has been like a lot of light shedding on top of that. That I still have wounds that I didn't realize I still had. And so just with the interaction, when you really let people in, just with their interaction, the wounds will be revealed. And oh my God, it's amazing. The miracle is there. Like the miracle for me has been like in opening up and then being willing to look at my wounds, because that's those were the ones that were not letting me relate fully with people. And because I was afraid they would be touched, and I was not aware of this. And they have been touched sometimes, but it's like, wow, I realize it's not because they want to hurt me. I realize it's like, oh, shit, because they're still there. And it's interesting. It has been, I think that's magical. Even if it has been tough, it's really magical, because the way I have opened up and the way people have come in has been beautiful, beautiful, like I have never experienced before. Because I also have been experiencing a lot of support from these people in ways that I would not allow myself to have before. And that's the magic.
That's exactly the magic. Like experiencing real connection with people is magic, but even the fact that you have realized you are safe to let the old defense mechanisms down to allow people in, that's almost even more magical, miraculous that that has happened. And that they're not toxic people. They're their own people with their own wounds, and there will be conflict at times, but it's okay. They're not toxic. That's beautiful. Thank you, Rosario. I love that. Anyone
you.
else want to share about the magic? Coco, I know you do, and I need a chocolate break, so please share.
I'm gonna force you to eat chocolate.
Yeah.
That's my magic. This is what I do.
Twist my arm. Twist my arm.
I was just waiting to see if anyone else wanted to go, because otherwise I take up too much time. So, but no, Toby, it's been a year. You're right, man. Like I went into 2024 in a magical mindset, believing this year was going to be different than the last. And last year, we really went through it. We went through so many things, and it was like every time another layer would peel back, another incidental would show up. And for us, I mean, it's just life, right? Life just happens. But I got to the point where it's just the outside incidentals of the world plus our own incidentals that we were going through that we've never gone through before. Financial things, emotional things, some of like what Rosario was saying, connections with people, longevity relationships that were dissolving, and understanding that our growth, both me and David together, was like it was like recalibrating. And I was calibrating and calibrating and calibrating, and some things were falling away, but it was opening space for the right people, right? So like what Rosario was saying, like, really it's the same, it's a similar magic. In my magic is loving connections with intentional compassion, and being able to mentor and collaborate with people. And it became hurtful to my heart when those who I believed I would collaborate with went in different directions, right? Or whatever. But it some of it was them spreading their own wings, and some of it was just an energetic mismatch. And so I think my magic was learning to understand that and to find my own confidence and my own power within it. And it was a lot of turning inward, which is why we haven't been around much. But it isn't necessarily not being around for community or whatever. It was like I literally, I don't know about you guys, but lately just holding this device in my hand makes me feel sick. Like I can't. And I'm usually on social media every single day.
I know Vanessa and I were saying Coco's not posting. It's like we thought we're worried because we're not seeing lots of Coco posts.
Yeah, and I've been going through some things, but I literally would have the thing, like I have all the pictures and all the content and all the thoughts and the intention, but I would pick it up and I can't, I have to just, and it's like the in-person connection has become what I needed during this season, I guess. And then physically, I don't know about you, but you were talking about like energetically how heavy it's been. It was like a sludge was melting over my mind to where I couldn't even think, you know? And I feel like that's being cleaned off, and it's come off a couple of times and I start to emerge, and then it was like I felt like I couldn't even lift my arms. Like physically my body is going through what we know as ascension in this time, and this energetically, like as the world kind of energetically shifts. But anyway, that's a lot to chew on. There you go. That's what's going on with Coco and David.
Yeah, it's a little different. It was Rosario, right?
Yes.
Rosario?
I
Yeah.
thank you so much. I love what you said.
Yeah, because with us, it's a little bit of the opposite because you know us, Toby, and how we are so open, and we love everybody. We love really hard, and it's just been our way for years. It's not going to change. But like Coco had said, we really have had to reach down deep inside and do what's hard sometimes, and what that hard part is just better communication, but real truthful communication, as far as that when you grow apart, and when there's things going on. And right around those holidays, end of the year and beginning of this year, it got really thick with some really great friends we've had for years,
Mhm.
that we just should have been more honest with each other and realized that things should have changed a while ago. And it was hard as it was to go through. It happened, but like she'd said, things are open up more now, and it's just a closer, smaller net. People that we're really close to, and concentrating on that for now. And getting closer relationships right here local where we are too as well.
And I feel like too what David said with the longevity of the relationship for me, and Toby, you know me like like I know. I keep everything. Like if you ever wrote me a note, I keep it, like, and the whole relationship, like everything, I never want to let go of any of that. And there's a part of me that had to learn that it's okay. And the cliche of there's some people who are in your life for a season, some for a reason, like that whole thing. Even though I know that to be true, I still have this belief, because I'm so anchored into loving everybody, that we would be friends forever, right? And just there just comes a time, if it's an energetic mismatch, if you're hanging on to that space with those people, there's the right people over here that are like knocking at the door, but there's no room for them to come in because I'm holding space over here for the ones that don't even match, right? And it was just it's been quite a year to come to that understanding.
Wow. I am glad there are new magic people coming in now. Let it flow.
Yeah.
Let it flow. Well, thank you two for sharing. And just want to check in 10, Ruth, Dominic, any magic flowing in your lives?
I would say nothing that pops out.
Okay.
Um, I did have a great connection with one of my coworkers today, and my reaction to her news, she's going, "That's the best reaction ever." And I was just so happy for her. And then able to share later on what I'm doing, which um, one of the other coworkers is going, "What is that?" And so I shared it and not feeling awkward or like, "Oh, this isn't the time or the space." So
Mhm.
that right there, I guess, could be magical.
I
That
think even if it seems small, if there's magic in it, it's worth celebrating because
yeah,
that's how we get into the mindset where more magic can start flowing and on the bigger things too. And I'm gonna guess your feline friends bring you magic every day, right?
oh yeah,
There you go. There you go. It's like
yes,
it's like when we get used to something magical, we forget or we just kind of take it for granted, and yeah, yeah. I do that too.
yeah,
Not with cats because I don't have any, but you know what I mean.
right, yes.
Well, good. That's amazing, Ruth. And Tin or Dominic, any magic flowing for you?
I guess just being here and I after um all of the experiences, the ups and downs in life, and just being here still is magical for me.
Mhm. Well, I won't say what you said, but you sent me some magic messages lately, Tin. Some of the things you shared are like, wow, there's some magic flowing. So that's really great.
I guess accepting my creativity is the magic right
Eh,
now.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah. And when you are in your creative mode, it's flowing through you. The magic is flowing through you very powerfully.
I think one other thing is what you told me that I was channeling my the energy I'm releasing into something creative. I think that's also magical because as I asked you, how can that be if I'm releasing something heavy or negative or a fast pain? But what you said was really inspiring that I chose to do something creative out of it. So I moving forward, that's what I'm going to do. Whenever I feel what I felt 2 days ago, I'm just gonna I don't know, grab something, put some music on, and whatever creative outlet I feel at that moment, that's what I'm gonna do.
I love that. It's wonderful. Thank you, Tin. And Dominic, where's the magic flowing in your life?
Sorry. Well, first off, I just found out my friend tested for COVID and I've been sneezing all day. So my apologies. I've been taking a COVID test, but magically it looks like it's coming up negative. But I sorry about that. It's I can't I'm distracted now. It's all over my life. Just the fact that I still, that I can get myself up in the morning, get out of bed, sometimes from the level of depression that I came from is magical to me.
Mm.
To see where I'm at today as opposed to where I was at 3 years ago, and how far I've come is something that I would consider more on the magical side because it was a very intense journey. And when I stopped trying to plan things and control my life,
Mm.
it's kind of magical the things that have opened up for me. Things that I never even thought of, like the trips to Europe that on the company's dime, and so I've gotten to see the world without even trying, and I've gone skydiving and just all these things that I don't really plan for anymore. So just surrendering to what is has just opened up opportunities that had I been planning everything and tried to make everything happen, would never have happened.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing, Dominic. Thank you for sharing. Well, when we're going through it, speaking to myself, we do need to acknowledge the little things we take for granted that are magical, like your animal friends, or you know the house not being flooded if you're in the middle of a typhoon, or these things are magical, and it's not always going to be hard. Life is not always going to be heavy, and like being stuck in the mud, trying to walk through mud when you're hip deep in mud. It's not always going to be like that. But if we can find the magic in the midst of the mud, it gives us almost like that lifeline that pulls us back to where we want to be. So I want to do a yoga nidra with you that's going to help you back into that magical state of existence. So I want to give you a moment to get as comfortable as possible. And actually, before we even lay down, I want to do a little work with peppermint. If I can find mine. I don't think mine is in here. I think it's in the bathroom. Anyway, if you have peppermint, or you can substitute rosemary, go for it. Let's put a little on our palms, and we're just going to breathe it in. And we're doing that to cool the thoughts and clear our heads and clear our minds out. So let's just take some breaths once you have some peppermint on your palms. Breathing right into the brain. And if it feels good to have a clearing breath, sigh out the mouth. Breathing into the beliefs and the dreams and the subconscious. And a good clearing sigh out the mouth. And then finally, just breathe that peppermint into every layer of your being, cleansing, cooling, clearing. And a good clearing sigh. Now we're going to put a little bit of cedar wood on the soles of our feet. So the way I like to do this is I like to put a drop on my right palm and then use my right palm to apply it to the arch of my left foot, and then just kind of massage it in there on the arch. That's my favorite way. Then we'll do the same thing. Drop on the left palm and then use the left palm to massage it into the arch of the right foot. And if you don't have cedar wood, lavender is a fine substitute as well for this one. And then we're going to do a drop of cedarwood or lavender. Sorry, not cedarwood, sandalwood, or you can substitute lavender right onto the tip of the nose. And put a little bit on the center of the forehead as well. And sandalwood is my very favorite essential oil, and I just learned something new about it. I knew it was meditative, but like other meditative and relaxing essential oils, it calms the mind, but it has this unique ability to even out our emotions. So sandalwood slows the heart rate, calms the mind, and then it just brings a stability to the emotions that's really nice. And if you happen to have a quartz or an amethyst that you'd like to hold, or not even hold necessarily, maybe place it near your head when we lay down for this yoga nidra, go ahead and do so. If not, don't worry about it. I want to give you a moment to get as comfortable as possible. If you need the fan on, go for that. I'm going to close this curtain a little bit because the sun is hot and blinding me. So let's see if it's any better. I want you to maybe stretch as long as you can, reaching the fingertips behind you, stretching the toes out forward in front of you, and becoming long as you lay down. And then any movement and adjustments with the shoulders and the hips and the feet to get as comfortable as possible. And it's been a little while since we've done a Yoga Nidra. So I want to remind you that in Yoga Nidra, if you can get all the wiggles and adjustments out at the beginning and find a very still, comfortable way to lay down and not wiggle it anymore once you've settled in, you can go deeper into the relaxation. I always find that if I wiggle or move or scratch an itch, it pulls me out of the relaxation. So find that nose itch or whatever's itching, scratch it, move, whatever you got to do, and find that comfortable, still position that allows you to have deep, as Coco calls it, adult nap time. We're going to just melt into the space. As you inhale, you are drawing the earth up to hold you and support you, that wonderful, nourishing Mother Earth hold on you. And as you exhale, you are just melting and releasing, surrendering. If you're like me and you're stubborn and need to surrender more, let your next few exhales be a surrender. Not trying, not forcing, not trying to make it your way anymore. Just let those inhales be supportive and those exhales be surrendering. With your eyes closed, all comfortable now, I felt very drawn to begin this Yoga Nidra with bringing some nourishment and fluidity to our joints. For the joints represent our ability to move in a new direction in life and to flow with ease. Maybe you don't know all the new things that are coming in this new direction, or maybe you're unclear about what's next. But many of us are in a season of change and transition and uncertainty. And so if our joints are fluid and flowing, can help our minds and emotions to be flexible and open to the new direction. As you are deeply relaxed, imagine that there is a golden light that almost looks like honey in your right knee joint. Imagine that there's like warm, flowing honey inside your right knee. The sweetness, fluidity. And then imagine that warm, glowing light helping to release any tension, stuckness, tightness, injury within that knee. And now imagine that warm golden light, like honey, inside your left knee, doing the same thing. Melting away tension, healing old injuries, bringing smoothness, fluidity into the knee. And bring that warm golden honey light to the right ankle. and then to the left ankle. That warm golden honey in the right hip, and that same golden honey light in the left hip. And then into the right elbow. And that fluidity is now in your left elbow. And then in the right shoulder joint. And then the left shoulder joint. Feel the release with this warm golden honey light in the neck. Right where the neck and shoulders come together. And then it moves up to where the neck and the head come together. And then this warm golden honey light brings such fluidity to your right wrist. And then your left wrist. And then that fluidity moves into all the fingers on your left hand and thumb. And then it moves into all your right fingers and right thumb. And then down to all the left toes. And then the right toes. Let this warm golden honey light be softly glowing in each and every joint in your life. Not only bringing flexibility, adaptability, fluidity, but also bringing with it the sweetness of movement and change, the sweetness of transition from one part of life to another. We are now going to relax the major parts of the body, one at a time. As I mention a body part, I invite you to just imagine a letting go, like a release, a surrender, a total release of effort. And let's start with the right thumb. As you think about your right thumb, it is not doing anything. It is not flexing or moving. It is in total surrender. And now bring that same sensation to the right index finger. And then the right middle finger. Onto the right ring finger. And then to the right pinky finger. And then that total surrender into the right palm. And back of the right hand. Into the right wrist. Up to the right forearm. That total surrender moves up to the right shoulder. Down to the right shoulder blade. Down to the upper part of the right side of the back. Right middle back. Right lower back. Surrender oozes into the right glute and right hip. Down into the right hamstring. smoothly flowing to the back of the right knee. Total peace in the right calf and right Achilles, the heel of the right foot, the sole of the right foot. No effort at all in the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Smooth surrender in the top of the right foot, up into the right ankle, into the right shin, to the front of the right knee, right quadricep, right hip crease, right side of the abdomen, right rib cage, right side of the chest, right collarbone. Just simply, effortlessly observe how the right side of the body feels different from the left. As we now shift our awareness to the left thumb, blissful surrender in the left thumb, left index finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left pinky finger. Sweet surrender in the left palm, in the back of the left hand, letting go in the left wrist, into the left forearm, up to the left elbow, into the right tricep, and the left tricep, and the left shoulder, and down to the left shoulder blade, left side of the upper back, left side of the mid back, left side of the lower back, left glute, left hip, left hamstring, back of the left knee, left calf, left Achilles, left heel, sole of the left foot, peace in the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and baby toe. Then to the top of the left foot, left ankle, left knee, left quadricep, left hip crease, left side of the abdomen, left rib cage, left side of the chest, left collarbone. And then notice from the base of the neck all the way to the tips of the fingers and toes. The body is totally surrendered and at ease. No effort. Now let's bring that same sweet release to the neck, the throat, the right side of the jaw, the left side of the jaw, the right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, left ear, right ear, the back of the head, the left nostril, the right nostril, bridge of the nose, right eye, left eye, left eyebrow, right eyebrow, right side of the head, left side of the head, back of the head, the forehead, now the entire crown of the head. Complete surrender. Now bring that same sense of effortlessness and surrender to the mind, the beliefs, the emotions, everything is at ease, effortless, and surrendered. From here, we will deepen the relaxation with a backwards count, starting with the number 88 and continuing backwards all the way to 0, or until I ask you to release the count. And as we count, we are not moving our lips or our mouths, simply sensing, imagining the numbers in our mind's eye. We will tie in the word surrender with the numbers. I surrender 88. I surrender 87. I surrender 86. Continue at your own pace until I ask you to release the count. Wherever you are with the count, simply let it go as if it never existed. Now that you are deeply relaxed, imagine that you find yourself at the base of an extraordinarily beautiful mountain. It looks like something you would see in pictures of Tibet or Western China or Nepal. You find yourself here because you've been told that a wise and powerful elderly monk, rumored to be hundreds of years old, lives here on this mountain. You've journeyed all the way here to find this monk. And you are fortunate enough to have a local guide who can show you the way to the monk's home. You are just beginning your journey. The backpack and hiking boots and a guide showing you the way. And you have a big walking stick to navigate the rough trail where there are no roads that go to where this monk lives. Just rocky trails surrounded by breathtaking scenery. Imagine the sights of snow-covered mountains off in the distance. There are hawks circling in the sky overhead. The sun is bright, but it's not hot because you are high up in the mountains. One thing that stands out is the complete lack of any human-made sounds, aside from your footsteps. There are no sirens here, no airplanes, no motorcycles, no cars, no trucks, no honking horns, just birds chirping, the breeze. Imagine that you are in awe every step of the way along this mysterious trail, high up in the mountains, to the home of this very wise and ancient monk, rumored to hold the secrets of life. After much time has passed, hiking and climbing higher and higher and higher, suddenly you see in the distance a little wooden house with a chimney and wispy smoke rising out of the chimney. You feel a little excited and apprehensive at first as you approach the monk's doorway. But all of these emotions melt as you hear the voice within before you even knock at the door. And the wise elderly voice you hear says, "My child, please come in." As you enter the monk's home, you're a little surprised because you had expected that this monk would be very somber and stoic. Yet he has the biggest smile, the most contagious smile. It is beyond a smile. In fact, this monk seems to have the permanent look of jolly laughter tattooed to his face. It's like you can't even imagine this monk looking angry or sad. He invites you to sit at a small wooden table inside his beautiful little home. It's almost like something a hobbit would live in, because everything is made of wood and hand carved. The wooden furniture, the wooden walls, the wooden framed doors. The kind old monk pours you a steaming cup of the most delicious and unrecognizable tea you've ever had. You don't know what's in it, but it tastes heavenly. And he gives a generous scoop of the sweetest honey to go with it. This older wise monk says he's been expecting you, which surprises you, as you had no way of contacting him before your journey. For he doesn't appear to have Wi-Fi or even a phone in his home. But he does say to you, I have the knowledge that you've been seeking, but it may be different than what you've expected. And then he says to you, would you like to see the most magical thing on planet Earth? And you nod excitedly, of course you would. He continues on. You must close your eyes and promise to have an open mind and an open heart. Are you willing and able to do just that? Again, you nod vigorously and close your eyes. In a few seconds, the monk says, okay, now you may open your eyes. In front of your face, he is holding what appears to be a small, ancient, wood-framed mirror. Your instant reaction is disappointment. Yet the jolly old monk just chuckles as he tells you to look deeper into the mirror. Remembering that you had promised to keep an open mind and an open heart, something happens as you peer into this ancient and somewhat tarnished mirror. You are no longer looking at your reflection through the eyes of judgment and lack. The image you see looking back at you takes on a new glow, a confidence, a beauty that you've never seen in your reflection in any other mirror before. The jolly old monk continues, people from around the world come to my humble home because they hear that I possess some hidden piece of ancient wisdom. And every time I have a visitor, I simply do the same thing I just did with you. He goes on. You see, most spiritual seekers are on a quest to find the solution, the answers, or even some sort of holy grail outside of themselves. And it's been right inside of them all along. He says, let those who have the spiritual eyes to see, the spiritual ears to hear, and the spiritual minds to accept that the most profound truths are not, quote, out there, but they've always been right inside. You take a pause as you absorb his words and try to process them. You have heard similar messages at various times in the past from other people. But for some reason, maybe it was the remote and exotic mountain location of this monk's home. Maybe it was the exhaustion from your journey to get here, or even just the jolly simplicity of the monk. For whatever reason, his words seem to be sinking in and clicking in your mind and in your heart. The monk gifts you the mirror. And before bidding you a good return journey home, he says, in the future, before you run to the priest, or to a book, or to a guru, or to a therapist, remember that you have access to all the magic and wisdom of God within yourself. I want to invite you to remain relaxed as long as possible. There is no rush to leave this state of deep relaxation. But while we are still in it, without any effort, simply with intention, let's send some love and light and protection to Mai, since her home definitely was flooded in the typhoon. Just from your heart beaming out a beam of love and light with the intention of divine protection. Remain relaxed as long as you like. I will, in a moment, end the broadcast. When you do decide to get up, take your time and do so ever so slowly. And then have a nice cup of tea or glass of water. I look forward to seeing you next week for some soul messages and cards.